I could not finish that video.
Really?
Okay, I've gotten inundated with the ASMR Lady Gaga clips.
I love it.
I love it in theory so much. But I don't like ASMR. I can't get over it. It gives me the willies.
I forgot that about you. Like, it gives you the willies.
But I loved everything else. It was like, you know, when you're a kid and something or at least when I was a kid, something would scare me so much, but I would have this like desire to take another look at it. Like I'd be like, oh, I'm afraid, but it made me like just draw closer to it. That's like Lady Gaga ASMR video.
I loved it. I feel like, okay, I feel like there hasn't been a good ASMR interview kind of video since Cardi B's. I feel like that was my favorite, and now Gaga's, or at least up there. I don't know. I could listen to her whisper and click with the little skeleton arms till I fall asleep.
Yes. Is that what your new like ambient noise is going to be? Just Gaga with the gay pride flag?
Yes.
Just
absolutely.
Hey, little monsters. It's Nikki.
And it's Brie.
And we're Late to the Party, a podcast about the film, fashion, and pop culture moments that shaped us into the weirdos that we are. Hey, Brie.
Hey, Nick.
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
You know what I have been really into?
What?
Which is what we came here today to talk about. I have been obsessed with Lady Gaga's new album, Mayhem.
Same.
Like, truly. Like, full transparency, like, almost Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Almost took over my brain earlier this week. We had to postpone recording of this week's episode so I could have a mentee B. And, you know, to quote Fergie in Labels in Love, don't cry, buy a bag and get over it. You know, I had to do some of that.
You had to do some of that. That's why you went to Ulta.
I had some retail therapy. You know, I followed the Fergie way.
Yeah.
You know.
Labels.
I had to choose, really the Sex and the City movie way. I had to choose labels and love. And they had to coexist before I found peace. But I digress. Earlier this week, I don't know about you, but I'd still like only listened to half of the album. And I didn't really have a lot of thoughts about it. Mayhem has been my saving, like my anchor this week. Lady Gaga is back, baby.
I know. I feel like we've been waiting for this. Or I've been waiting for this personally. I'm like, yes. Like Gaga's back. Like our performance art girlie's back. You know?
I'm completely like, a lot of articles are saying it's like a return to form, which I completely agree with. And I just couldn't agree more. There's something about it. Well, I know what it is, but it's just something so magical and so like just a testament to Lady Gaga as an artist that she can, for one, be in a happy place and make a fucking great record.
Yes.
A lot of artists, you know, there's that stigma, like you get happy, you make bad music. Sometimes that's true. Best album in a really long time. Just best
agree.
Pop record, top to bottom. Like this is a record you could put on in your car, drive around.
Yes.
No skips. Just continuously listen to. Also,
that's what I did.
Yeah, me too.
And it feels great. I mean, driving down the highway and, you know, Don't Call Tonight or like,
oh my
obviously
God.
Abracadabra, Garden of Eden.
Disease. I mean, even I wasn't like, it took a while for me to warm up to Die With a Smile. And now I'm doing that like little lasso. I'm like fully a Die With a Smile fan now. But my bop, Vanish Into You.
Oh, yeah. Vanish Into You is really good. That's a great driving song as well.
So good. So good for a walk.
Yeah.
Long walks. Take your hot girl walks. Listen to Lady Gaga. But I don't know. You know, reheating your nachos. It's a term that I've just really learned about.
Same.
But I felt it like for years in like a derogatory way. Like all of these pop artists that we loved growing up that are really formative, especially Gaga. But like the reheating the nachos of it all has been such a derogatory term, you know? And I felt it with like other artists, I won't name names,
okay.
Other artists' records and songs where it's like, oh, they're trying to recapture that magic.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like that. It feels like they're trying to recapture the magic. Therefore, I don't know. It's just off.
Lady Gaga? I'm like, I need those nachos. Give them to me.
It's actually a genius thing that she's done and like almost gotten away with. Go ahead.
I feel like, okay, well, Lady Gaga has had a lot of eras just in general. But I feel like her, like, each era has been so different. Like, especially, well, obviously there's Fame, and then
The Fame
Fame
Monster.
and then, oh gosh, what's the next
Like
one?
Born This
Born
Way.
This Way, yeah. Art pop. But once you hit art pop, I feel like she gets like less weird over time, you know, and more demure. And then I feel like this is like her return to, like, I don't know, her freakish side that I
Return to
love.
form.
I'm like, yes, like, let that freak flag fly. I'm like, wear those crazy outfits, do that crazy like dancing choreography where you're like,
Well, how is it better? Like this, she's reheated the nachos on Mayhem. And like she turned that derogatory term into a positive. Like she, in every single song on this record, which I could, and maybe if you're up for it, we'll describe in detail how she's reheated the nachos and all its components,
for
all
sure,
its cheese and olives and
the jalapenos,
jalapenos, the salsa. But how, like her mind, her genius, how do you get away with that?
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
Mayhem is such like a succinct record, like flawless. Production, flawless. Lyrics, flawless. Vocals,
so good. I love like some of the bridges in the songs where she hits like the higher notes and then she does like the lower notes, and
it's like Gaga's back. I mean, a bridge. We talk about a lot like nowadays, like Taylor Swift and her eras.
Yeah.
I believe Taylor Swift got, and as fans and stan culture because of Little Monsters, we got the eras, like modern day eras Lady Gaga invented.
Definitely.
So it's like really cool to see like just Gaga come back when I needed her the most, because I'm going through it. And Chromatica, we always
and
forget
the world
about
is
Chromatica.
going through it.
It is, and we need this. And when the world was going through it last time, in the world meaning me, I put on Chromatica. I always forget that record, like I forget COVID.
Same. It's like
it was trauma, but
Rain on Me was a bop though.
Okay, can we talk about that really quick? Rain on Me is a song that got me through the pandemic times, but also is a perfect song. Have you listened to it recently?
Yeah, it is. It's perfect. I love Ariana Grande on there. Like their voices just work so well together.
That's a banger. And the fact that we couldn't dance in the clubs to that song, it's like that song's meant for a gay club.
Yeah, I know. I also feel like it should have been more popular, like on the radio too. Like it could have been playing a little more. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think what else was on Chromatica, because I kind of Stupid Love.
Stupid Love's great. Her Dressed Like a Pokemon.
Yes.
Maybe, you know what, that was an interesting time for Lady Gaga, because while I loved Chromatica, it was a record that I wasn't sure, because like you said, she's gone through all of these eras, and she, you know, seemed like she was kind of going through a transition phase, because she, like, not to be like back in my day and just fool the youngins, but like when Lady Gaga came onto the scene with the Fame,
yeah,
it was at a really interesting time
with her bow hair.
Yes, and her like, you know, shades and
giant sunglasses.
Yeah, and like David Bowie lightning bolt. But when she came out with all her crazy outfits and like just unabashed, like pure pop sound and then electronic sound, and the weirder the better. And Lady Gaga was the most famous person on the planet, like larger than life, like our generation's Madonna. And I guess after art pop, you know, after it flopped and everything, she really had to, I mean, once you get the most, like the craziest you could get, the most performance art, the most over the top.
Yeah, where do you go?
Well, the only thing like punk rock at all would be to flip it. And that's what she had to do for a really long time. And I didn't really know coming into Chromatica, for one, the trauma TM of the pandemic time, but also Chromatica was like, how do I feel about this? Because life is so much different now. You know, and now we're back to Mayhem, and I'm like, this is what I need. This is she's back, baby. And it's like Lady Gaga has had time now to kind of be able to reflect and like reheat the nachos, if you will. And I think this is like, oh yeah, Lady Gaga created a sound. Even though at the time it seemed so radically different and every era was like whiplash and crazy and different, it really wasn't. And she has a sound. With those bridges, she proves it.
Yes.
Like,
and like the distorted kind of sounds like in Disease, like that heavy, like electronic kind of bassy, like like
a robot chewing on like metal.
Yeah. Like that sound, I feel like I love when she incorporates that in her stuff. And it does remind me of like her earlier works. And I guess in Chromatica, Chromatica's I feel like kind of dancey and like poppy, but electronic still. Like there's some elements.
And she had like that like song with Blackpink.
Oh yeah.
So a little more hyper
Free
pop.
Woman?
Free Woman is one of her greats, one of the greats. It's interesting. Free Woman to me makes me feel similarly to Born This Way in the fact that in an interview Gaga said that when she was writing Born This Way, she was picturing Whitney Houston sing it.
Oh wow.
But I could also picture like Whitney Houston singing Free Woman. You know, like it's not right, but it's okay era Whitney.
I know what you mean.
So maybe I just love it when Gaga channels Whitney. But I thought that was a really funny like anecdote. It's like she pictured Whitney.
Whitney was coming through her.
Coming through. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I feel like she is in tune with something. Or like, you know, some of the great icons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we turn back time, different artists? But can we
yes,
turn back
I know,
time
which I'm
for a
dying to talk
second?
about Cher as well. Because there's a relation. There is a relation, and I discovered something new about Cher and Gaga.
I want to hear about it.
But I will put it on pause.
No, I mean, well, why? Cher is a living legend.
Yes.
I was raised on Cher.
Same.
Like, not even being hyperbolic. Like, I was raised on Cher. Gaga also was like my discovery. You know what I mean?
I know
like,
what you mean. Yeah. It's like if we were in the 80s or something.
Yeah, and
Cher,
we watched Madonna for the first
Madonna.
time.
Yeah. Lady Gaga is essentially our Madonna.
Yeah. Like I was telling you before, it's like, you know, Lady Gaga to me is like Fran Fine to Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
But anyways, Cher. Do you remember back in the day, or maybe this was just me because I was like a Gaga obsessive. There were all these like leaked songs and like demos on YouTube.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Yes.
Oh my God. So that song was Cher?
There's a song. Yes. It's just like there's a demo out there, but it never came to fruition. And it's all because like Gaga didn't like her verse on it. Like she didn't like how it sounded in the end, but like Cher liked it. She's like, we should release it. And then they never did. And I'm just like, come on, we need a Cher and Gaga collab. Like, is it too late? Like,
I don't know. It's crazy. It's so crazy that we've gotten like a Dua Lipa Cher collab, but not a Gaga Cher collab.
I mean,
yet.
she's collaborated with Elton John. I'm trying to think.
We need Cher.
Yeah.
We need, oh my God, Cher and Gaga, if I could turn back time.
Oh my God.
Gaga could turn that out.
She could. I could hear it all. Oh my gosh. Whew. That's what I want.
I can see even the facial expression. I just picture it and feel it in my soul.
Yeah. I just want them to sing together. It doesn't have to be a new song. It can be a cover.
It could be, what is the song? The Greatest or whatever that song was.
Yeah, it was The Greatest.
The Greatest?
Good mem.
That's
you were on the pulse.
That's like 14 years ago. I'm just channeling it.
Oh.
But
anyway.
Let's start from the beginning.
So let's take it,
Let's take it from the top.
Convict Gaga.
When did you first discover Lady Gaga?
I don't remember like a specific like day or event or anything. I just remember like listening, like she was just around. And honestly, it might have been from you. I remember there was a period of time where you were like, you gotta listen to her. Like this, she's gonna be big. and you kind of called it. And I was just like, I don't know. But like, I remember listening to like Beautiful Dirty Rich, like what's that other one? I mean, I guess Love Game. And what else? Man, now that I gotta think about it, I'm like, wow, that's so far back. What?
Poker Face or Just
Yeah, definitely
Dance.
Poker Face. I remember the music video for Poker Face captivated me.
I mean, that's an iconic music video.
Yeah, she's coming out the pool and
Just
dogs.
like mirror ball, like glasses.
yeah, and then I remember her winning. I think did she win a Grammy right in the meat dress? Was that right or VMA?
That was a VMA.
It's VMA. But yeah, I don't know. I remember like all of a sudden she just kind of popped up out of nowhere. Is how I remember it.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I remember, I don't know if it was a free song or if it was just like when I was in school, like as a kid, on like Fridays, I would go to the family computer and like my dad would have all this, you know, like money on an iTunes card. And I would just go through the Apple store and like listen to the little like preview, like minute previews and like buy all the new music for my iPod or my iPod Nano, probably.
Yeah.
And it was April 2008.
You have such a good memory.
Because I was early. Well, no, but I remember it because it was very like a formative day for me. I think it was a free song. Maybe not. I don't remember that part exactly. But I discovered Lady Gaga Just Dance. It was before the Fame came out. It was before any of that. Listen to Just Dance. And I remember in this, like in the car with my dad, we would like play the new music we had for this week. So I had to listen to like Bob Dylan or whatever new U2 song was out. And he had to listen to my Fall Out Boy or
that's nice.
whatever. So I put on Just Dance by Lady Gaga. I was like, Dad, you got to hear this. And he was like, it's mid. Probably not in 2008 terms, but
wow.
He was like, no, this is just a dance track. And I was like, there's something here. Like, this is juice. I don't know what this means. Like, I don't know what feeling I feel inside, but this person is like, that's how I can, like, when people talk about like hearing Madonna or whatever for the first time and being like blown off their chair, like,
yeah, no, you were a stan from day one.
From day one. And but then, you know, when she did blow up later in the year, and I was obsessed with the Just Dance music video especially, and I still think that's like one of like the classic party bangers. Like, there's no song better than Just Dance.
Red
to
One,
me.
Convict, Gaga. I don't know what it is. Like certain ways, like you start a song with like a Bad Romance, for example. Like I feel like that has an iconic beginning. Just rah rah,
Ooh la la,
yeah,
Rama,
Romama,
Abra,
yeah, that one too.
You know, but. Yeah, I was just a stan from day one. I mean, by the time she was popular, it was funny because my dad was like, oh, hey, Nikki, you were right. Gaga is like massive and she's super talented. And then it was just like throughout that whole year of 2009, just me like sitting back and watching everyone fall in love with Gaga. And,
yeah.
And me fall in love with her as well, but also being like, it's obvious. She's obviously the greatest performer. I said it then and I will say it now. Nothing has changed and nothing has wavered. I've been a fan. I even loved art pop. I was the only stan for art pop.
Well, hey,
in our friend.
Well,
no,
me
actually,
too.
You loved art pop.
I stand art pop. Yeah,
actually, we stand.
I think
art
we
pop.
were together, just
We
like
were.
in a lot of things in our lives. The only ones.
Only ones. So yeah, I've loved Gaga since day one, but also like Born This Way era.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was a theater kid, as you know. An Italian American.
just like Gaga.
Just like Gaga. I mean, well, you know that, like, yes, it doesn't happen as often anymore, but for a really long time growing up, it was always like, Nikki, I got to tell you something. Don't be mad. Do you know who you remind me of? Do you know who you look like?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga. And
why would you be mad? I
right?
feel like that's like such a compliment.
It's such a badge of honor, but you know, growing up and being like a teen and a tween, like I felt really like insecure, especially growing up where I did. Like no one looked like me. Everyone was blonde and
Is
like,
it
tan.
Okay? Because like I think it was during the Monster Ball where Gaga has like a speech and she talks about like one of her theater teachers, which I believe was in like college for her, was like, you're not gonna get this part because you're not blonde and whatever, all this other stuff. And I was like, what? Like that's just crazy.
It's like nowadays, like I've been really into the White Lotus, which we'll talk about next week.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like obsessed with Amy Lou Wood's teeth. And you know, she's just like adorable. She's from Manchester, England, and just has like these like bunny
Wait,
teeth.
is she the girl that kind of looks like a mix of like Jenna Ortega and Shelley Duvall?
Maybe. I mean, yes, I know who you're talking.
Or is that someone else?
No, you're thinking of the right person. Yeah. But she also looks like the girl from Skins UK, the blonde one.
Oh.
Like she gives, I don't know. Anyways, Amy Lou Wood, amazing. I love her teeth. They're so cute and just have so much personality. But in this day and age, this is why we need Gaga now. Like, this is just compounding on my like thesis of why we need Gaga, maybe more than ever. But Amy Lou Wood is such a breath of fresh air in the way that she hasn't gotten veneers. But I feel like we see this in everyday life now, where it's like anyone that's like brave enough, in quotes, to like look like themselves and have things that aren't like perfect.
Yeah.
In quotes.
I feel that.
It like, it touches a part of you. Like when people say, and this is like in weird white girl ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that other people feel it on a different scale. And if we're going back to Gaga, like the queer community really is like found a lot of comfort. And like, I think Gaga and Glee, but especially Lady Gaga, have done so much for like gay rights.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess my point is just seeing that representation or seeing someone advocate for you and just seeing it. All you need to do is see it. Like, it actually makes a really big difference. So when I saw Gaga and all of her success, it was like, oh, the theater kid, the person that, you know, maybe looks different, you know, has a big nose.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, you know, this was like how people felt
like
about
Barbra
Barbara.
Streisand. Yeah.
So anyways, long story long, I'm so sorry. This isn't me taking my personal story about how I love Lady Gaga. But truly, like, every single day after school, I would go on my MacBook and watch the Monster Ball tour, the HBO special. And just her speech about being who you are.
That
and, like,
makes me
not being ashamed.
cry.
Me too. But I like watched that so much and it gave me so much confidence. And like watching the Marry the Night music video and being like, oh yeah, you can change your narrative and take all like these like dark parts of yourself where you feel like unworthy or unwanted or not good enough. You can change your narrative at any point and don't let your small town or don't let these people in suits or people in your life, your family even, tell you what to, like, who you are. You know who you are. And finding community in other things, like a lot of things intersect with, you know, just being queer and feeling all that. I love Lady Gaga. I think she's, I don't know. That's why I always ride for her. Anyways.
Same. No, and I think Marry the Night is probably, like, I love a lot of her music videos, but if I'm really thinking about it, that might be her best one. Like, I remember being blown away when I first saw it, and it sticks with you. I don't know. I think it's like a film, really. It's not. It's more than a music video.
I didn't realize, looking back, the humor in Marry the Night too. I really respond with.
Yeah,
because there's like the part where she's like in a psych ward almost. There's a little girl interrupted in the beginning. Yeah, A Star Is Born. This was basically her audition tape for A Star Is Born. But you know, in the beginning when she's like in the black bob wig on the like stretcher. Yeah. And they're taking her in and she like takes the hospital hat and makes it a little beret, like flips to the side. And then she's like, you know, talking about, you know, how dark and, you know, whatever bleak that she's, you know, in a mental institution. And then the nurse bends over and she's like, but she's got a great ass.
Oh, yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. I remember her saying that.
Just like the darkness and light, Lady Gaga, who directed that video herself, the way she captured it, the visuals, the queen of visuals too. Yes. But anyways, Marry the Night. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
There's so much about Gaga. I don't know. I'm like an obsessive.
No, I mean, same. I feel you. I mean,
lay it on me.
Well, okay. If I'm thinking about it, I want to say, like, I was obsessed with the Poker Face music video and like her early like Fame album. But when Bad Romance came out, when that music video dropped, I think that's what really sold me personally.
The earth stood still.
Yeah, it shook. Or, well, I don't know if it can do both.
It stood still and then it went woo, 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 woo. It went Rama, Ramama, Gaga, ooh la la.
Yeah. But, well, and I feel like there's so much anticipation in the beginning. Like, before she pops out of the egg, you're like, what's going to happen? That's when the earth is still. Yes. And then she comes out. and puts her like or maybe it's her arm. I don't know. When she came out of that egg, everything changed. Is all I'm saying.
Agreed, 100%. Bad Romance is probably the best pop song of the past 20 years. Best music video I've ever seen in my whole entire life, bar none.
Yeah. And I mean, I still sing that song as loud as I can in the car. Anytime it comes on.
So good. Like, I don't think since the 15 years it came out, I don't think there's been a better pop song. And
I don't think so
I
either.
think, like, objectively. Like,
yeah.
I'm ready for
No,
for options, but
no, I really can't think of one. It's so unique in that it, like, references, like, she kind of puts her stank on it. I kind of like when her songs are like Gaga.
ooh la la. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What is that one song that's like where they're like Gaga, Gaga? You know what I'm talking about?
Gaga.
It's like the voices.
But Bloody Mary?
Is it Bloody Mary? Okay,
I
yeah.
won't
Cry for you. Yeah.
Oh, I love Government Hooker. Born This
Mhm.
Way is a great record too. That people don't talk about that record enough. But anyways, we'll get there probably. But
Okay. I was gonna say, do you have any favorite, like, not B-sides, because I don't know.
yeah, like a deep cut.
Like a deep cut, yeah.
Ooh, Speechless.
Speechless.
Off of the Fame Monster.
I knew it.
That's been my favorite song, like, since it came out. Also, best Gaga live performances are her singing Speechless. Like,
Yeah.
at the AMAs in 2009, Bad Romance into Speechless, where she, like, breaks the glass and
Yes.
it's all on the piano.
The piano's set on fire.
The remember Vivo live performance where she has, like, the huge Gaga bow and she's singing Speechless on the piano. It's a track that's akin to, like, Your Song by Elton John.
Yes, it is. And I feel like Speechless is so underrated. Like, to be honest, I even forgot about it until you, like, put it on the doc, and I'm like, oh yeah, duh. And I knew all the words because, like, there was a time where I used to listen to that song.
really?
Yeah. And I'm like, how could I forget about this? But I think it's just because she has so many good songs.
So many. Her piano, that's what made me really fall in love with Gaga initially during the Fame era. Is Gaga is, like, a classically trained pianist, and she would do these piano versions of, like, Poker Face. Which,
Yes, I love the piano version of
which
Poker Face.
ended up in Glee, which every time I hear, like, Poker Face on the piano, I'm like, oh yeah, Idina Menzel and Leah Michele in Glee. But she'd always do, like, piano covers or piano songs kind of to, like, win over like the doubters of, like, the super poppiness, I think.
Yeah.
But it just,
okay.
like, proved her talent. And I love, like, at the bottom, and I love in Mayhem It Happens Too. In a quintessential Gaga record, like, the singles are up top, the bangers are up top. You get, it's just banger central, and then at the end there's, like, piano songs.
Yep.
So good. Speechless is the best one.
I love that. I do love when she's on the piano. I love when she plays with Elton John,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of duel their pianos or sing. What is that song that they sang together? Does he sing Your Song to her?
I think
At
so.
some point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I forget which. Does she sing Speechless to him? Is that
Mhm.
what it is?
I believe so. It's at the Grammys, and she has her, like, green glitter hunchback.
Yes, the glitter hunchback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then they were in the Muppet special together.
Yes.
My favorite Gaga and Elton John moment.
Really? I love it. They sing art pop like it's the national anthem.
Yes, I love Elton John standing Gaga.
Yes.
I don't know.
And I love now how, like, Elton John and Chappell Roan have a little relationship.
I noticed that. I love that too.
Which also, The Giver finally got released as a single today.
Oh.
So-
okay.
So stream that.
Go ahead. Chapel?
Yeah. Chappelle.
That sounds like Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Go ahead, Chappelle. But yeah, that's a great B-side. There's a couple great Gaga B-sides. I had one in my head. Oh, like, I really love Highway to Love. I think the parentheses is Road Unicorn.
Why does
Or
that sound
Unicorn
familiar?
Highway. But
What
so good.
record is that one?
Born This Way.
It is Born This Way?
Born This Way is a record that I think is, like, really underrated when it gets down to, like, the B-sides, if you will.
I think you're right, because for me, Bloody Mary is
So
definitely
good.
on the list, and I forget that that's Born This Way.
Oh, I love Hair.
Oh yeah, Hair's a good one.
It's good. Shalib.
Sleep.
Sleep also be Claire. Oh, I used to love The Queen. I haven't listened to that song in a really long time. Black Jesus, Amen Fashion, great as well. Electric Chapel.
Electric Chapel, that is on my list. Yes.
Whew. Meet me there.
Meet
Heavy
me
Metal
at
Lover.
Electric Chapel.
So good. Yeah, and Marry the Night, if that counts as a B-side.
Yeah, it does. I know some of them I'm like, well, yeah, I'm like, what counts over time? Because like, for me, I'm like, does G-U-Y?
I know that's
Does that
what I
count?
was just thinking.
Because I feel like we don't hear that song a lot, but it's one of my favorite songs.
So good. Guy, also a great music video.
Yes, one of my favorite music videos.
With like all the housewives is like, I don't know what they're like, cherubs.
Yeah.
Almost.
And something I didn't remember rewatching it is like she brings back like Jesus and Michael Jackson. Do you remember this scene? Where there's like it's a little strange watching now, but it's like they're in coffins and there's Gandhi. I don't really know what was going on, but I don't. My favorite part is like just the choreography. Like they're in that room where it's just like I don't know how to just they're like laying on the floor, kind of grinding or something.
With,
but
yes, the best Lady Gaga's ever looked is that scene in that music video.
yeah,
Like I bar none.
it's like the close up. Are you talking about
the long blonde hair in that outfit with that? I mean, I don't know. She looked gorgeous.
kind of like in Bad Romance where she does the close up look? Do you remember? Is that Bad Romance?
Which one? Oh, when she's crying.
When she's crying.
Yeah. That's Bad
It's kind of a
Romance.
similar. I don't know. Something about the long. I actually think I like her with the long blonde, like really ethereal kind of look.
So good.
Because she's been rocking like the braids, like or at least for that interview, she had like a. Like for the W interview, like the ASMR, they gave you the willies.
The willies.
Yeah, but she's something about her is like I don't know, like her style is so interesting, or like these characters she plays in the music videos. Like I feel like she's like a bunch of different people in one.
I think so. I think there's like a couple characters each record
Yeah,
that she likes to toy around with. But this record, speaking of art pop, I think she's even reheated the Nachos on Mayhem with like her fashion
mm-hmm.
because one of my underrated Gaga looks or favorite Gaga looks, I love her with minimal makeup and the black bob.
Yeah,
I don't know why. But I'm into it and like little baby bangs. Very into it on Gaga. She plays with that on art pop a lot. She has either like those like blonde almost dreads or like the long blonde hair, kind of like in the ASMR video.
yeah.
And then she also has the black wig. Same with Mayhem. It's like the light and the dark.
I like that.
But
yeah,
this time she's like really intentional with light and dark, especially with the Abracadabra music video.
yeah, it's very obvious. I love that. I love how she has like it's like one of her characters a little more monstrous.
Yes.
And I love it.
This Mayhem is like what Lady Gaga's done over the past 15 years, like encapsulated, like sound wise and style wise.
Yeah,
Like it's a celebration of Gaga.
it
is
is.
what I'm
It's like a
trying to say.
celebration of Gaga, and I think she said like with Mayhem, she has like a character called the Mistress of Mayhem,
Mhm.
which I'm guessing that's the one with the cane that's like dancing all crazy.
I would
Kind of
assume,
Pennywise,
right?
like dancing. You know what I mean?
A little Willy Wonka,
Little Willy
a
Wonka.
little Pennywise.
Yeah, a little like. To me, it reminds me of like Demi Moore in The Substance when she gets like really old. You know, like in the yellow coat where she's like bald.
Oh, when she's like fully losing it.
Yeah, and she's, you know what I mean? Like how she runs all crazy. I don't know.
I love it. Any deep cuts for you that are your favorites?
I mean, if Guy counts, definitely, or GUI.
Or like art pop in general. Is that all deep cuts?
Is art pop deep cuts?
I don't know. I always loved art pop, and it's a record that I still go back and listen to, and I'm like, how is this not a hit? Banger after banger. Like, is Sex Dreams a B-side? Because
I love Sex Dreams.
Sex Dreams would be a #1 song if it came out today.
Yeah. Is it just the timing? I still don't. I will never understand how art pop was so slept on.
Mm-hmm.
I won't. I don't know, because I remember being there. I remember we were both like, "This is a great album,"
Mm-hmm.
And we even went to the concert, the
Yeah,
art pop.
we went
yeah,
to the art pop ball.
the ball. I love that they're called balls.
Yes,
So that's really fun. I had such a good time, by the way. That was
me
such
too.
a fun time.
So fun, and it was like just the vibes were immaculate.
Yeah, I am jelly that you went to Monster Ball. and
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
should have been there. The Monster Ball tour was amazing live,
Yeah,
and I don't know, it was just one of those moments that I'm like, oh, I'm glad I got to see that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like, if I ever have a chance to go see her again, I would love to.
see Gaga in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, Donatella. Do you remember
Donatella's
that?
great. Oh my god, very fitting. Donatella Versace just stepped down from Versace yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
why?
I mean, I think she wants to focus on like her philanthropic work
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff. I mean, she's done it
She's
almost
been-
for 30 years. So,
Yeah, I guess she can take a break. You know,
But iconic.
Gypsy.
Gypsy's great. Dope.
Mm-hmm. Manicure.
Oh my god, manicure.
Venus. Obviously.
That's not how you say it. Venus.
Venus. I tried. Venus.
You have to like Venus.
I don't know why I'm like I gave it a southern accent too.
No, me too.
That's how she says it. It's like oh, I feel like Abracadabra to me when I first heard that song reminded me a bit of Venus or just something that would be on art pop. Like a you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like something she recorded
like
and
we could belong together.
together.
Did I write that down? No, I didn't. But there's a lot of songs on Mayhem that I was like, oh, I feel like there's art pop in this track.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Also applause, I just gotta say. It's another one on art pop. I feel like I don't know. I mean I know we'll get into my B-sides too. I'm not trying to evade the question.
It's so funny about like applause. It's like I love that song. I mean, everyone loves applause.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great pop song. And I love the music video. It's funny about applause though. Like, do you remember the pop girly war of 2013? Where it was like Katy Perry had Roar come out the same day as Lady Gaga's Applause.
It's fuzzy, but is that that's what happened?
Yeah, and everyone like in the press was like pitting them against each other.
They're
basically.
so different though.
Yeah, but at the time they were the main pop girlies, and they
That's
were like,
true.
both
Katie
of-
did have her like, I mean, she was doing some fun stuff. Like I feel like her whole aesthetic is all around sweets.
Yeah,
You know, or like food and pop color like wigs, but
especially then.
I don't know. I love Katy Perry, but I don't know. I know we shouldn't pit people against each other, but I'm like I don't know if her work is that deep.
No, I don't think so. But this was a different time because this was coming off of Teenage Dream. This was like the
Yeah.
record off of that.
Which is a bop.
Yes, and this was Gaga's like comeback. Both of their comebacks after like really successful Grammy winning, or Katy Perry's never won a Grammy,
Oh.
but but praised
No shade,
albums.
I'll see.
Just facts. I'm just stating
Yeah.
facts. It was just a big deal at the time, and everyone was like, I mean, even people like in just real life, I remember hearing people like being like, do you like the new Gaga or do you like the new Katy Perry? It was just kind of like an either or thing, and Roar was
It's crazy.
was more successful than Applause.
I do remember Roar. Not to me though.
Not to me.
Applause I was obsessed with Applause. Still
Same.
am.
Same. No, it's a great thing. I think that, I guess my point was it was just got kind of like lost in the shuffle. I guess she like
Right.
technically lost the pop girly war.
That happens though sometimes when things get released at the same time, right? Like that's
Yeah.
I mean, what, even Taylor Swift and Charlie XCX recently is the most recent I could think.
Yeah. But I mean, at least now we're at a really good time too, where, you know, it's so niche.
Yeah,
There's no monoculture anymore, no real semblance.
that's true.
So like Lady Gaga can exist and be really successful on the mainstream charts with Mayhem, but like Chapel Roan doesn't necessarily like, she just has such like a different type of fan base that she might not be number one on the charts, but she's, you know what I mean? She's successful in her own right. Or if you're into Taylor Swift, you might not ever like cross paths or cross streams with Brad, even though it's really successful, especially to people like us who listen to Brad all summer. But some people didn't. Some people
That's so
were,
crazy to
were
me.
riding the torture
I know
police
not everyone can
department.
be like us.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It wasn't like I think then.
It was just because you think
Yeah.
it's part of the culture too, being like
Yeah.
everyone's looking at the same thing and listening to the same music because we don't really have a lot of that anymore.
Yeah.
It's
And wanting to, like 2013 was an interesting time where everything was becoming niche, but I feel like there were some hangers on of like a monoculture, you know?
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
Like we really wanted to listen to Royals and really liked Royals.
yeah,
Like everyone. But then
Everyone.
no one wanted to fuck with Lord any other time.
that's so true. I know. I was like, huh.
But we wanted Royal. I don't know. You know, that was like shoved down our throats.
I
It's
don't
so
even know if I
interesting.
like Royal. I mean, it's okay, but it's not my favorite Lord song.
No, not even
Not
on that record. Glory and Gore, Ribs.
I love
That was a hit in
Ribs
my
is a good one.
household.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
Anyways.
B-sides.
Oh yeah, my B-sides. Okay. So So Happy I Could Die?
Love that Lavender Blonde.
Yes.
I mean, the Fame Monster is my favorite era and my favorite Gaga record. But anyways,
Yeah.
I love So Happy I Could Die.
Monster, Electric Chapel. Americano. Do you remember that song?
I do. I also am I making this up? But the Puss in Boots movie, the ads, like the trailer, did that feature Americano, or am I just making this up in my head?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
let's just leave it as fact.
Those are facts. We're not even gonna check. I'm curious though, because I was obsessed with Puss in Boots too.
Your worlds collide.
Yeah, if my worlds were colliding, that would make my day. Actually,
Someone who really liked Baby Girl but thought Antonio Banderas was a better choice.
yes, that's right. I stand by what I said. And B-sides. Gosh, there's only one more.
Is it the B-side to end all B-sides?
No, we literally just talked about it, but
You know what? Christmas Tree is a holiday classic in my household.
oh yeah, was that released on an actual album or what? Or is that just like a single that
it
she
was just a
has?
single.
I found out about this like later, I think, Christmas Tree, but I love it. Yeah.
I've been trying to get it on the Christmas rotation for a decade and a half now.
How's that going?
I don't know.
Just sneak it in there.
I
Just add it to the
do.
playlist. You do?
I do.
Does anyone notice?
No, but sometimes they do, and sometimes
That I mean, it's
They're
kind
like,
of suggestive.
you're wild. Yeah.
I love it. I love Christmas Tree. Gosh, man, what is that song that was really bugging me?
Is it
Oh, Bloody
newer or
Mary.
older?
Bloody Mary.
yeah.
I feel like that one, I didn't write it down, but then I'm like, oh yeah. Because I feel like every time that song comes on, also a lot of times it comes on when we're together, and it's just like
Perfect song.
we sing it at the top of our lungs, but I feel like I don't hear that song any other time, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Same. Well, didn't that song become popular because of Wednesday? Like there was like a edit of Wednesday.
Oh,
doing
it did have a
the-
resurgence.
yeah.
I forgot all about that. Yes.
But valid and rightfully so. Like,
that actually,
good.
I really liked that. It made sense. I mean, it's Jenna Ortega. It's spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked.
Yep.
But yeah, those are my B-sides. Those are all my B-sides. Any
Okay.
other B-sides for you? Or
I want to pick her later work, but if I'm quite honest, after Art Pop,
Yeah.
I still was a Gaga stan. That's where I'd love to ask you about it, because I remember the tides really turned, and I was like, is Brie a bigger, like a little monster than I am? Because, you know, she did Cheek to Cheek. with Tony Bennett
yeah,
and
yeah. I
you
did
know,
have a soft spot for that.
Joanne, like a Hey Girl with Florence
That's
Welch.
true. Which I feel like Joanne, I'm not as familiar with the whole album though as I am with just certain singles from the album. So I slipped on that one just a little because I think I was like, oh, it was good. I still loved it, but I'm like, because it's not as like dancey. You know what I mean? Not that everything has to be. Like I can respect it for what it is. I loved her iconic pink cowgirl hat.
Definitely. I loved her high pony, like AO dancing with her like booty shorts or like Perfect Illusion.
Yeah.
I listened to Joanne in its entirety a couple weeks ago, and I really liked it, but yeah, nothing really like stuck with me.
Yeah. Pinot Grigio Girls. I think I like that one.
I like that song. I like Joanne.
Yeah.
That's actually a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you fall off the Gaga train when she started singing with Tony Bennett and that's when I hopped back on? Is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I was always like, rooting for Gaga on the sidelines. It was just, different time.
Yeah.
Different musical
You weren't
tastes.
buying her album at the Starbucks.
No, but
at the checkout line.
No, but I was given Cheek to Cheek. I don't think I've ever actually
really?
listened to it, to be honest. I love Tony Bennett. I really was into the Ladies of Tramp.
Yes.
With Tony Bennett. With her in the teal
hair.
wig.
Yes.
Oh, so good. But yeah, I loved that Tony Bennett record where he did that song, like the one with Amy Winehouse and just
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But Cheek to Cheek.
You're like Lady Gaga singing jazz, but Tony Bennett.
But Tony Bennett, I stand.
The jazz man.
I don't know. I was just Cheek to Cheek came out. I think I can call it. I was just busy.
Okay. You didn't have time for Cheek to Cheek.
I didn't have time, okay?
That's understandable.
But love the wigs. Love the Cher wigs.
Yes, the Cher wigs. Yeah. I vaguely remember that she was wearing all these like curly wigs and they were actually borrowed from Cher. Like it wasn't just, it is to pay homage, I guess, but she got the goods.
I mean, I know I keep just saying iconic, but
No, really.
iconic behavior. Gaga's one of the greats. I mean, she's so respected by other musicians and just
That's how you know you've made it.
yeah. I mean, there's a reason why she was chosen to do like all the David Bowie stuff, when he died, like she's just one of the that's why she's gotten to perform with the Rolling Stones and like everyone and their mothers sung her praises and she got to work so intimately with Tony Bennett. It's because, like she's just a performer of a lifetime.
Yeah.
But B-sides. Oh, if you can count any song in A Star Is Born that's not shallow, like Look What I Found.
Ooh.
Look what I found. Somebody who knows me. Always Remember Us This Way.
Oh.
So good. Even the songs that are bad, quote unquote.
How did you do that to me?
Why do you look so good in those jeans?
I love that song.
I do too. Or like Heal Me. Like last time we watched A Star Is Born, the body rolling I was just doing.
That music, the music
So
for
good.
Star Is Born is so good.
Top tier, especially for a soundtrack. Can't think of any other ones off the top of my head, but AA. There's nothing else I could say.
AA.
Love that
yes.
song. The boys. Like the fame. She just has so many great songs.
Yeah.
It's so hard, especially the early Gaga.
Yeah, I feel like at the time, all of those songs were big until she released her next album. You know what I mean?
And it was just, I mean, you really had to be there to see that rise.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, I've never seen that before in my life. And her,
I feel like we never,
but
I don't know.
better. I want so bad for the next generation. Like, there's so many, like, how people that we grew up listening to, like Britney Spears or Gaga, were so deeply influenced, obviously, by like Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
And every generation you would think would have their like Madonna or Michael Jackson. And this generation really hasn't found it.
Yeah.
But there's so many people that like I think we're gonna find it because there's so many people like around our age, like a Chappell Roan or Billie Eilish, who, are huge.
Yeah.
And like on the scale of Gaga as far as like success, but they're not. I mean, they're not. They don't want to be.
Yeah.
Gaga level, But what I'm trying to say is we're primed for one because the people that are in our generation who are influencing the generation after us,
Mm-hmm.
the little Gen Alphas, those little Sephora demons, the illiterate Sephora demons, they hopefully will have that breakthrough moment, that Gaga, that Madonna. We haven't been there yet, but maybe we won't. Like maybe, cause like what's funny about Lady Gaga?
What
is she's like a pop star of the internet age in the way that she's kind of, and I don't think it's too crazy to say this because she always talks about art in her music.
Yeah.
Just in general. And I know, especially for the fame, she was inspired by Andy Warhol a lot.
Yes.
Like, in art, how everything's a reaction.
Yeah.
when Lady Gaga first came on the scene with the fame, she was hyper aware of the fame and how it could destroy you. It can make you, but how it could destroy you. And it was coming off of like the Paris Hiltons and like the tabloids and Britney Spears having her downfall. Yeah.
That performance of her like performing applause.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how she has like the blood. Isn't that applause?
Oh, wait. The VMA's paparazzi.
Oh, it's paparazzi. Okay, sorry. It's a similar theme.
Very much so.
But paparazzi. I'm your biggest fan. I'll follow you until you love me. I feel like that touches on those themes.
Yep.
You know, like the downside. Like, I don't know. It's a very performance art way to kind of express that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know. I don't know if I have the words, but just people need to watch that performance.
Oh, yeah. Another iconic performance.
But yeah, she's aware of that kind of stuff. She is like an artist too at the end of the day as well. Like,
and she was a reaction.
Yeah.
You know, it's like everything was so at that time like overproduced and no one cared about the artist.
Yeah, like the excess
or the
of it.
performance. Like, because at that time, even Britney Spears wasn't dancing anymore. It was like Paris Hilton, like behind, you know, auto-tune or whatever. Like there wasn't. It was becoming like so celebrity and Perez Hilton obsessed. I know she was friends with Perez Hilton, so maybe that's a bad, but tabloid obsessed.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Where it was like so sanitized. Like there weren't performers
Mm-mm.
at that time that I can remember. And Gaga came on the scene and it was like makeshift and sometimes makeshift on purpose. Just like her whole statement about the fame, like not being something external, it's something internal.
Yeah.
Like if you feel rich inside and if you love, you know, like she was just like a club kid from New York in that kind of like expression of like you're rich on the inside. You know, and I've heard that a lot, you know, especially like, you know, our queer friends or like people we've, you know, like that like mentality of like, well, I'm rich because I have a great life. And
Yeah.
I love my art that I create. It's not external.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That was so different, especially as a kid. To me, that was so punk rock.
Yeah.
In a reaction to like the overproduced music. Like it was overproduced still the fame, but like but it's on purpose.
Yeah.
You know.
And she's always pushing that kind of idea. I mean, even in Mayhem, there's a song called Perfect Celebrity.
Yes.
Which I thought was kind of interesting because I feel like I need to look the lyrics up though because I haven't listened to that one quite as much as the others. But it did make me think of like her Fame album.
Perfect Celebrity really reminds me of like it's like a Joanne sister song like to like Diamond Heart, the opening song on Joanne. Like it reminds me of Diamond Heart in some moments, but the subject matters like art pop or the Fame monster.
Yeah. In the chorus, she's like, "You'll make me money, I'll make you laugh. Choke on the fame, hope it gets you high."
Very the Fame monster lyrically.
Yeah. It's a sit in the front row, watch the princess die. I don't know. Like
Princess Die? That's a Lady Gaga B-side. Oh my God. Do you remember Cake Like Lady Gaga?
What is that from?
It's from her.
Yeah. But what is like her butt?
It was like, yeah. And it was her rolling around in a cake. She had that song with Kendrick Lamar.
This is like
these are like weird,
bringing back like yeah, I do remember this, but that seemed like a fever dream,
right? I don't know. It's so long ago. I mean, there's so many things with Gaga that I could go into, especially from a certain period of time.
Yeah, like what?
Like the Fame monster to Born This Way eras. I am very knowledgeable about, and then it's like, you know, I mean, I loved A Star Is Born.
Yeah,
and I mean, I feel like I started my own personal campaign for her best actress.
I thought you were about to say cult.
Or that too. But no, what were you saying about Perfect Celebrity?
Oh, nothing. Just like the themes are, you know, just remind me of like, just like a constant theme of her relationship with fame, I guess, and singing about it, you know, just unpacking it in front of us.
Yeah.
You know, the dark side of it, but like, let's dance, you know?
Like dancing through the darkness.
Dancing through, yeah.
Well, speaking of Mayhem, like what are your thoughts on Mayhem for one?
I really enjoy Mayhem. I think Abracadabra is my favorite right now. I feel like I've listened to it ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
I love the magic spell in there. The Abracadabra.
What's the magic spell? Is that a real spell?
I think it's her spell. I think she made her own spell. I think she's being cheeky, but I don't know if it's like an actual. So I don't know. It feels witchy though, you know? But I like Abracadabra a lot. I think because it has so many different elements. It's almost like a couple different songs in one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the bridge is just so good.
And so Bad Romance.
Yes. Yeah. And it reminds me visually of Bad Romance too, with like the red, or like just that album in general. Like I feel like she uses a lot of red.
Yes. The dark and light is very Fame Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also Garden of Eden slaps. I love the line about an excuse to make a bad decision. I don't know. It's a bop.
Garden of Eden. Yeah, I wrote. Yeah, because this whole record, I was really like focused on her reheating her nachos.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because I've only heard that term in a negative way. But listening to Mayhem made me realize there was like beauty in it and like so much artistic freedom in the reheating of her nachos.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I can see parallels between all these new tracks and her previous work, but it almost makes these tracks better and her other work better as well. Like, I didn't even think that was possible, but Garden of Eden really makes me think of, like, it sounds kind of like the Fame.
Yeah.
But maybe art pop.
Yes.
But then I hear elements of paparazzi as well.
Yes. I know what you mean.
You picked that up too?
Yeah. Because I also wrote down like art pop. Yeah. And like I can hear it. Like there's a lot of these songs that make me think of like a couple different eras.
Did she like interpolate or like sample her own music?
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking this too. Oh my God, what song is it? There's a song. It might be Abracadabra. But I swear there's a song where you can hear like the Gaga in the background.
Oh, it's maybe not that one, but my personal favorite, Vanish Into You. Mm-hmm. Caught in a Bad Romance, that part, like when she's like, and I fade into you. Bad Romance. She has sampling
to be
herself.
I think she is sampling herself in this record. Yeah, because it's too familiar. I think she is. I think it's like a nod. Judah.
But see, that's like the craziest thing is like every song on this record, I'm like, wait, is it like this song or like this song? And then I'm like, I gotta listen to Judas again. I gotta listen to Bad Romance.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to Fade Into or Vanish Into You again.
Maybe that's what she wants us to do. Which I'm like, all right, but like,
yeah. Like,
you want me to listen to old Lady Gaga songs? Sure.
Do it. I mean, like, but it doesn't even detract from any of these songs. It makes them better.
No, I don't mind that she's reheated the nachos. Not at all. They're gourmet nachos.
They really are. Maybe if the nachos are good,
yeah,
they can withstand
the heat. Yeah, exactly.
They can be better. Like, there's some foods that are better when you reheat them.
You're so right. Yeah, a lot of times Chinese food, sometimes pasta sauce left over is better the next day. Or lasagna, specifically lasagna. Sorry, I'm like thinking about food.
But totally.
Yeah. I really liked Zombie Boy. It reminds me a little bit of like Monster lyrically. Because, Monster.
Just zombie.
Yeah. I don't know. Similar.
See, and I heard Summer Boy a little bit sonically. And I was like, is this her like flip on Summer Boy? It's Zombie Boy.
Probably. Yeah. I think sonically it sounds more like that. It doesn't really sound like Monster, but it's just like the theme. I don't know. I feel like she plays on different like themes too.
The light and dark.
Yeah. Or like Love Drug.
That makes me think of a Born This Way B-side. Like a, Black Jesus Amen Fashion or like Highway to Love. Like that sonically it reminds me of.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song besides Abracadabra?
Obviously, yeah, besides Abracadabra.
Or any standouts. Any songs you hated?
I don't think so. But I think my favorite might be Garden of Eden right now. But I really do like Vanish Into You. Or Don't Call Tonight. I feel like that one kind of reminds me of like an 80s song a little.
Don't Call Tonight, Alejandro.
And Alejandro, which is another favorite of mine. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like it's because I think some of her music anyway kind of sometimes has 80s elements.
100%.
Like undertones, like the synth or whatever. Yeah, but I think those are my favorite. Don't Call Tonight, Garden of Eden, and Vanish Into You. How about you?
Vanish Into You.
Yeah.
I love Killa. I like that song a lot. That kind of reminds me of like The Fame or like her work with Mark Ronson. But you know what? And it's been huge on TikTok. How Bad Do You Want Me?
Okay.
It's this polarizing song.
I have thoughts on it.
I want to hear your thoughts too, because like this album, when I put the proverbial nachos into the microwave and re-listen to this record, because at first I was like, I don't like How Bad Do You Want
That's
Me?
how I felt too.
I thought it was like a bad Taylor Swift
That's what
song.
I thought too.
And then I listened to it again, and then I was like, oh, it sounds like one of the quote-unquote bad songs in A Star Is Born, which are still good songs. Like,
yeah.
Lady Gaga can't make a bad song and can't make a bad pop song, even if she tried.
I know. Yeah.
And then the third time I listened to How Bad Do You Want Me,
We're kind of like shoulder dancing.
shoulder dancing. Fourth time, one of my favorites, Banger.
Okay. I
Good
think
song.
I've listened to it 3 times.
Okay,
so maybe I need to
more.
just one more.
What are your thoughts on How Bad Do You Want Me?
Okay, I'm glad that's not just me, because my first thought is, holy crap, this sounds just like a Taylor Swift song, but like not. And then I'm like, oh, is that an insult to Gaga in a way? And then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like it. But then the more I listen to it, I'm like, oh, it kind of has like yeah, it does remind me of a Taylor Swift song as far as like the structure of it and the sound. Like it almost reminds me of like, you know what I think it is? You Need to Calm Down is what it sounds like at the beginning.
A little bit.
Just like the tempo and the like just sonically.
It does sound a little like Lover or like, Taylor Swift, later Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And then, but there's a certain point where it gets funky and it does kind of sound like an 80s ballad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part I do like. And then the way she marries those pieces together, I'm like, oh, okay. This song isn't really that bad. I think I just have I was a little judgy at first.
Yeah.
And I just was expecting it. I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well or something. But no, I mean, it's still a good song.
I would say listen to it that fourth time.
Yeah.
The fourth time might be the sweet spot because
the lyrics are good.
Yeah.
I do like I was listening to the lyrics and I'm like, oh, okay, I like what she's saying. So I did kind of do like a little bit of a body roll. So
I think.
But what are people saying online?
It's a bop.
Oh, okay.
Like people are dancing to
But you said it was polarizing.
To me.
Oh, just
I was polarized.
Okay. So
to me, myself, and I, it was polarizing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't even think I used that term right, but I was polarized. I was like, this is shocking. Like,
yeah. No, I too was shocked. Okay.
I had to hold on to something. I'm like, wait a second. Do I not like a Gaga song? And I was like, is this bad? But fourth listen, something happens. Like, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, like listening to Britney Spears or whatever, like, like there were those really, or not, maybe not Britney, any pop person.
Yeah.
Like there were the songs on the record that weren't the big singles that were like just pure sugary pop, especially like as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had to channel my inner child to really like How Bad Do You Want Me?
It is very sugary.
Because it's like one of those things where if you're listening to the lyrics, they are very relatable.
Yep.
But it's almost like because it's Gaga and because it's so sugary, it becomes cool again.
Mm-hmm.
Like that fourth listen, you're like, yeah, like
I think she knows what she's doing too with the production of it.
There's just something that happens in my heart and in my head. Fourth listen, but
gotcha. I'm gonna have to listen to it one more time. I'll come back, but like I do think that she's on to like I feel like that must be intentional to have
genius.
It so sugary,
Mm-hmm.
But the lyrics I feel like are a little deeper. Like I don't know, but she does that sometimes. She's a pop artist.
Yeah, and something about pop music for me, it's like I do love a song that like you can really relate to, or like a pop song that I've really related to lately that's come out is Lola Young, Messy. It's been all over.
I don't think I've heard it yet, but
I'm sure you've heard it. It's like very popular.
Okay,
but I'm like, oh, I actually like sing this song. Like I relate to this song, and like you're feeling your oats, and I feel like How Bad Do You Want Me is kind of grown on me in that way, where I'm like, yeah. I'm messy. I mean, that's not the lyrics, but if a song can do that, good pop song in my book.
Yeah, I mean, has Lady Gaga made a bad song? Period. Like at any point.
Maybe, but they're not the ones you think.
Like what?
Jewels and Drugs.
Jewels and Drugs.
Might not.
Is that from her early
Art
stuff?
pop.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like with T.I. and Too Short, I think.
Oh, I don't
But-
remember that one.
I mean, I think there's some songs on Joanne towards the latter half of the album that aren't like amazing, but
But for the most part.
for the most part, no. No, she cannot. She's just really talented.
yeah.
Anything else about Gaga?
Just in general?
Yeah, well, open up
Oh.
the floor.
Well, I want to know when she's releasing Telephone Part 2. I'm just dying to know.
So what is the story with Telephone Part 2? Is this going to happen?
It has to. I'm hoping. I mean, at least on Gaga's end, she's like hinting at like in interviews, she's been like, yeah, there's a Part 2 to Telephone, but I can't give too much away. And they're like, will Beyonce be on there? And she's like, just kind of like smiling. I don't know. I'm like, like she's just teasing Telephone Part 2.
I am waiting with bated breath.
I'm just like, I don't know what would happen.
What would happen, Brie?
I don't know. I pass out. I don't know.
Is Telephone your favorite Lady Gaga music video?
It's
Or
up
what
there.
is?
Okay, I think my favorite's actually Alejandro. I just, something about it. I love it. I love the blasphemy.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, the more blasphemous, the better. Like, I can only imagine what Like a Prayer felt like to a teenage girl when that came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what it felt like to be a teenage girl and Alejandro come out.
Yeah, and Judas.
And Judas. I mean, I remember on Tumblr the lyrics to Judas, like, love can either sink a house or something, a dead body. Like that whole lyric in Judas that she like sing talks.
Yeah.
That was like out months before Judas was released.
Really?
And I was just waiting for Judas to come out and actually hear the song. And it was nothing like I pictured in my head because that lyric is so, I don't know, it could be, I didn't think it was going to sonically sound like that. But anyway.
Judah.
I mean, iconic, and I loved it. I'm like that little boy that does all the choreography, that like viral video. But what was I going to say? I love when she's blasphemous. Is what I was going to say.
No, I love when she's blasphemous. You were asking me about Telephone, and I definitely like love. I feel like Telephone is a great music video, though. It's definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just feel like it's Alejandro, Telephone, Marry the Night.
They're all great.
They're all great.
It's hard to pick.
It's hard to pick.
Favorite.
How do you pick a favorite Gaga music video?
Yeah, very hard. I mean, objectively, Bad Romance.
Yeah,
But
that one too. I mean, they're just so good.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I want Telephone Part 2.
me too.
I wonder if they're gonna pick up where they left off. I mean, like, what are they gonna commit crimes again?
I know. They must. They'd have to commit another crime.
I would think so.
Yeah, where have they been for 15
Where
years?
have they been? Yeah, how are they gonna bridge this story?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just dying to know.
Same. What's going to happen? Is it Cowboy Carter that's coming back, or is it Beyond? Is it Honeybee?
Oh yeah.
Like, is there going to be intersection between that? Like, where Lady Gaga is in a different place now. She's not.
Yeah, is the Mistress
have
of
the-
Mayhem gonna come
Yeah.
out? Is it gonna be? Yeah, maybe they're gonna be two different personas of like another version of themselves. But like,
Or is Honeybee going to. I mean, Honeybee has to return, right?
yeah, I
And
would think.
Gaga, is she going to wear, like, the piss yellow colored wig again? Like,
I hope so.
does that signify? I don't know.
How do you feel about that yellow wig, by the way?
love
Like,
that wig?
Okay, yeah, same.
Oh my gosh. There's so many Gaga looks that I don't have a favorite, just like songs or music videos. There's way too many to count,
Yeah.
but I am nostalgic and particularly like fond of the yellow wig Gaga. What's your favorite Gaga look?
That is a great question. I mean, I really love when she wore the head to toe, like lacy kind of look, which I think that was McQueen.
I think
right?
that was McQueen. It's like the
With the
crown on
crown.
the head.
Yeah, and like her face is covered. Yeah, I don't know, just something about it because she looks kind of like she was in the Bad Romance, like she just stepped out of the music video or something.
Yes,
And
she does. I love when Gaga wears McQueen, especially during that like Fame Monster era. Her and McQueen just like peanut butter and jelly.
yeah, I also love when she wears like that latex kind of see-through piece, like with the
Oh.
nun hat.
That's my favorite Lady Gaga look, bar none. Like in the Monster Ball tour, like doing Love Game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the latex nun, and it's just like completely see-through
And she just has like the tape
on her
over-
boobs and
yeah.
like the underwear and her disco stick.
Yes. Oh, I love when she just rocks
I
the disco
love
stick.
her disco stick. Yeah,
How did she come up with the disco stick? You know, like I just love that. That's like
it's genius.
yeah.
I wonder if Julia Fox listened to early Lady Gaga.
I literally was just thinking about Julia Fox earlier today because, well, if you look at a lot of Gaga's like fashion, just in general, like
Mhm.
just stepping out or like in her music videos, a lot of it's very avant-garde, and I feel like I'm like, did she walk so Julia Fox could run with these looks sometimes? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Maybe
Like, was she inspired? Like, was she? I don't know.
I
I
feel
wish we
like
could ask her.
I feel like her and Julia Fox are like spiritual sisters in a weird way. Like I think Lady Gaga definitely has more theater energy as a whole than Julia Fox,
Yeah,
who has like absolutely none of that.
she's like, leave me alone.
But
But look at me.
but I think spiritually there's something about, coming from New York and being in like the club scene. Like Gaga was with Lady Starlight as like a go-go dancer before and
Oh,
was
yeah.
like DJing and had this whole kind of life in the New York City scene. And so did Julia Fox like years after that. But maybe there's just there's something. Maybe being Italian American.
Maybe.
Just there's something spiritually connected about those two. Like like maybe they're like cousins. Like spiritual cousins.
Spiritual
maybe.
cousins. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's something there.
But what were we talking about? Oh, that
No.
latex outfit.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorites.
I love it.
Again in the yellow wig.
Yeah, I love the yellow wig because it just reminds me of like a Warhol painting. Like it's like she's literally just that pop art, coming to life,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm sure that was on purpose.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I know she has so many looks. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank.
I know. What just your personal favorites? Because like there's so many things we could talk about. We could talk about the meat dress. We could talk about
That's true.
any outfit in Bad Romance. Another personal fave. Like that McQueen collection is just gorgeous in general. And that's
Yeah.
where like Bad Romance debuted. Or we could talk about that 2011 Mugler show where she has the big pigtails and the
Oh, yeah.
huge boots.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Nick?
Just that show.
Yeah.
Because for that McQueen show, it was Bad Romance. That's how Bad Romance premiered with like the armadillo heels.
Yeah. I just know you're a big shoe fan.
Yeah. Well, I think what was a very informative like Gaga for me was the Mugler show with the super tall shoes and just like the pigtails and just like that's where she premiered Government Hooker,
Yeah.
which is like such a provocative song, and it was just such a cool thing to just see her with the models and like as like a fellow tiny girl, just to see her, like with the big dogs. I liked it
Yeah.
because like it was like one of those things where it's like she wouldn't be deemed a model, maybe like on the outside, but she's high fashion. Like
She's
Born This
very-
Way, so high fashion
Yeah.
with like the prosthetic cheekbones and the like shoulders. There's just so much about her during that era that's just so high fashion, and I really vibe with.
I love that. I think for me, art pop is like what I really vibe with. Like a lot of her looks that she had, like, well, the Venus wig, for example, like her hair
Oh my god,
being huge,
with the seashell
the
bikini,
seashell bikini popping
Garden
out
panty?
a seashell. Yes,
Venus.
Venus. But also, she stepped out in some interesting outfits too.
Like what?
But there's this one outfit that's like, she looks like she's come out of like a painting a lot. You know what I mean? Maybe she's doing that on purpose, referencing like art history or something.
Yeah,
But, like,
especially during art pop.
There's like a wood dress.
Ooh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
It's
not
like
offhand.
made out of wood, like scraps of wood. It's hard. It doesn't look like wood though. It looks like paper. See if I can find it.
Oh yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about? She's
Yes.
That's so high fashion.
How do you describe that dress? Like I've seen those
Kinda looks
photos before. It doesn't look like wood until just now.
No, it's crazy that it's made out of wood, but it to me she kind of looks like a mummy, sort of like deconstructed. You know, it reminds me of like bandages or something. But she kind of looks like a doll. Like her makeup is very like pale, like, you know.
Yes. No, it's so high fashion. It reminds me of something like, I don't know, it reminds me of Galliano or something.
Yeah.
Just pick up those vibes. But what I've always loved about Gaga is like she really does it for the art. Like I never saw anyone like growing up in the 2000s, 2010s. Like a lot of people that I saw were like trying to be, I mean, even now, like a lot of people, like especially in the public, try to be beautiful. And Lady Gaga was the first person that was like, it wasn't about that. She was kind of rejecting beauty standards and just wearing, I don't know, art pieces.
Yeah. And I kind of love when she leans into the ugly. You know what I mean?
Same.
I'm like, yes, give me. I think that's why I like Mayhem speaks to me so much right now, because I feel like there's like almost an ugliness to it, but like it's not exactly ugly, but it's, do you know what I mean? Like
There's like, I don't know. And I wonder if there is like a parallel to like a lot of like manufactured pop stars that, you know, are popular now, or like the influencer culture or whatever. It's like Gaga's, like this is kind of like her, like how we were talking about the early 2000s and like the fame era, kind of like subverting what it means to be a pop star. I wonder if she's like doing that again.
Yeah.
In a way, just like, you know, that like darkness and light, but I don't know how to describe that either.
I was thinking about teeth.
Mhm.
And I'm like, is that about veneers? But I don't know. I don't think it is it? Show me your teeth.
But really, show me your teeth.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I love
beauty
that song.
standard.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's super cool. But, you know, like she's an artist that it's not about being beautiful. It's about expressing yourself and expressing yourself through your art.
Yeah.
And making really great dance music.
Yes.
Dancing in the club.
Dance it out. Recession pop.
Yeah.
Is in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm asking you, like, do you think there are any parallels between like where we were in like 2008?
I was thinking
and where
about
we
that.
are now.
I think so. I think
In relation to Gaga.
Oh, in relation to God.
But also there are other things. But, you know.
Oh, in relation to Gaga, what do you mean? Like what we're wanting like to listen to, or
To me, we needed Gaga back in 2008, or I did. But I think we as a culture needed Gaga back then to give us good dance music and to show us what a performer is.
well, we haven't had a lot of great dance music
Yeah.
that I can think of. I mean, well, actually, I love Pink Pony Club, but you can't dance to it really. But it's a good song. It's
the
an anthem.
closest.
But yeah, or like I'm trying to think. Beyonce probably has released some songs that you can dance to.
I guess my question is, why do you think like we need Gaga in a time like this?
I think part of it is just like we need like authentic people. You know, we just need authenticity and real art. I feel like we are lacking like true artists, you know, stuff that's not just manufactured maybe. Because I feel like Gaga, I mean, I feel like she just, I don't know. She's a true artist. You know, she's not going to release any crap. She's not going to release something just to release. She's going to release, well, what she wants to release probably. But also like something meaningful. Like, I don't know. I just feel like she's adding to. But also, we don't really have a lot of. I mean, other than like Taylor Swift or maybe Beyonce, I guess. I'm trying to think like who is like what is pop music nowadays anyway? Like really, what is pop music? Sorry, this is just like a critical question. I'm just like really thinking because I'm like,
I think that Gaga is a singular like entity, and it's like once in a lifetime performer style. Like there's so many, like one of the songs on this record, I know it's getting like late and I'm kind of like tired.
No, it's okay.
But one of the songs on the record makes me think of Michael Jackson's Bad, and I see some parallels between like Gaga's stage presence and Michael Jackson. And like I think that like we so desperately right now like want a pop star, someone
we want a
larger than
performer
life,
too. Yeah.
someone to entertain us, but like more than that, like a performer, like you said. And I think like we keep trying to make it happen with other artists. Like I think Tate McRae is a really talented dancer, but she's not the next Britney Spears.
Okay.
But like I read articles like that trying to like make it fit, trying to make all these like artists that are amazing and talented in their own right, but like fit into these boxes. And it's just like talk about reheating the nachos in a bad way. Or like I think about Katy Perry's last work of trying
oh my gosh,
to like
that song. Oh no.
yeah, but like trying to make these art like trying to be popular. It's almost like the influencerification of pop music.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, can we sell you on an idea? But like all we really want to do
is dance.
That's all. We do. We want to feel like I think the reason why recession pop really hits for us is that when the recession hit, I don't know about you, but I was in my bedroom paying no mind, listening to Just Dance.
That's right. We're
Just
also
like-
very, it's like, well, what cares did we have? But
yeah, but still, but we were dancing through it, and that's how we got, that's how the, like, everyone gets through hard times.
yeah.
They want to go out and they want to dance. They want to, like, yeah, that was a bad point. But I'm sure the elder millennials were getting laid off from their jobs.
Yeah.
And breaking down the beat.
But still you're breaking, it helps you get through.
Yeah. And like it just didn't happen with Chromatica. I think that was a very traumatizing event, and like with social distancing and stuff, like you couldn't go to the clubs right away. It was complicated.
It was complicated.
You couldn't bring
but
it
we
to the
can
clubs.
now.
But we can
And
now.
I hope Abracadabra's playing at the club.
I hope so. Or like Disease, or there's so many songs that like yeah. Don't Call Tonight.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't even know what my point was. I don't remember.
It's like good dance music.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we just need to dance. That's all.
I agree. We always need to dance. And like a lot of things, like, I don't know, there just really hasn't been a whole lot of dance music.
I think it's authenticity too. That was my point. I think it's like we keep getting fed stuff, or like these artists are putting out things that are kind of shallow.
Yeah. And a lot of things are like to be popular on TikTok. Like when you're making
Yeah.
a song, you have to think about like, I feel like Gaga just does whatever Gaga does.
She wants that, like freedom.
As she should.
Yes, and like she's referencing herself because she's finally at a place where she can celebrate herself too.
Yeah.
And just make good music. She's a person that like a lot of people can relate to and use as like a beacon of hope as well.
Yeah. Which have you seen like on TikTok? She's just been on TikTok, like commenting on people's posts, or like some people will like dance to her song or something random. It could be like a bird singing her song, or like someone's doing like I don't know, like a violin cover, or like someone's like analyzing, like they're just like, oh my God, this song made me feel this. And then she'll like respond or like repost. And so she's like, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that she's kind of interacting with her fans and kind of on the pulse with them a bit, and
It's kind of like at a good place with her fans as well. She's always
Yeah.
loved the Monsters.
yeah.
She's never changed her tune either. She's been like super consistent throughout her whole career.
Yeah, that's a good sign, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we can trust her.
Definitely. But any final thoughts on Gaga?
Final thoughts. I know, I feel like I could keep talking. There's so much to say, but so little time. I don't know. I'm going to be blasting Mayhem, and probably some of her old hits too.
What's your favorite Lady Gaga song?
I think Bad Romance, probably. Yeah.
Excellent.
How about you?
Marry the Night has gotten me through the darkest of times, so probably Marry the Night. But
Yeah.
objectively, Bad Romance
But-
is the best pop song ever written.
I just never get tired of it.
It's so good. You have it all. It's like a nightclub. Like Bad Romance has it all.
Yeah. I could just listen to that and be satisfied.
100%. You get Hitchcock references, guess a movie references. You got speaking in French.
Yes.
You got, yeah.
I love when she speaks in French.
Me too.
Or like in German? I don't know.
Yeah. Or made up German.
Yeah, some of it I'm like, huh?
It's just all, it's all Lady Gaga. It's her mind. Yeah. Anything else?
Anything else? I don't remember her having a perfume.
Oh my God, it smelled so good.
Did you had the
I
perfume?
had the perfume, and it was so silly because I should have just saved that bottle, but I wore it. I wore it out, and I loved the ad. It was a bunch of little men crawling up a large Lady Gaga body. Like, her photographed it. Looked like the way the angle was. It was like she was big, and all these tiny little men are crawling on her.
Yeah.
The bottle, like, the Fame perfume, like, walked so Orabella by Bella Hadid could run. Like, just, it was like an orb with, I don't know, it was just, it smelled gorgeous too.
Well, I wonder, that was the only time she made perfume though, right? That was it.
That was it.
Just the once.
Just the once, but it was great.
Maybe you can find some. I don't know.
The dark web.
The dark web, maybe.
On eBay.
Well, I just think of like nowadays, so many artists have their own perfume and stuff. Or I think of like Ariana Grande. She has like 5 or 6 different perfumes. I can't keep up. Like,
so many, which I've heard are very good. I hear Cloud is very good.
Okay. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh, how did I do think I remember that ad though, but I just, something didn't click, I guess. I didn't buy her perfume, but I'm kind of feel like I missed out.
If I ever find a bottle, you best believe.
Is it like your crush?
Yeah, it was just great. That and like Taylor Swift had a perfume called Wonderstruck. That
Oh yeah.
also smelled so good. So
I do remember that. Yeah.
But yeah, interesting time.
Man, ending is so hard. I don't.
No, I know the perfect way to end.
Really?
Do you want to say a prayer? Is it
Father, Son, House of Gucci?
Yeah, no. There's so much. I just feel like doing an oral history. There's just way too much.
I know. I'm like, oh, we missed so many things, but then you can't cover it all.
Definitely not. Sorry, I'm just like, are there any more reheated nacho things that I want to talk about? Not really. I talked about it. We've covered everything.
Yeah.
Also, Disease is a great song.
It is.
We didn't talk about that.
We didn't really. Yeah, we kind of like skimmed over good Disease, but
it's kind of been an obsession of mine. Disease into Abracadabra is just like perfection.
Yeah. No, I love the way. I feel like I love the way the album is set up in general. Like, I love the track listing. Like, it just works.
It does. Even Die with a Smile at the end works.
Yeah. I mean, it does. I think I just like, to me, I'm like, Die with a Smile. It's just, I don't know. I do like Die with a Smile, but I think because I'm like thinking of Bruno Mars and it came out before, it just doesn't comprehend that it's on Mayhem because I feel like it's not dark enough, maybe. But I do like it. And where else would she put it?
Yeah. And Die with a Smile. There's still something dark about that.
You know what? Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying it out loud.
And like into like Blade of Grass, into, Die with a Smile. It's a nice way to close the album.
Yeah.
I think it reminds me of that piano song that I love. Like a Speechless.
Yeah.
Or Dope.
No, I do like that she does that. Yeah, maybe you're right. Dying with a Smile. Maybe that is a little dark. Like, there's nothing dark about this. Oh, that's how she gets you, though.
Definitely. It's a good pop song, I think. I think the darker the pop song, the better the song.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Gaga's back. She's returned to form. She's back.
She's reheated her nachos, and we are fed.
We are
eating those nachos right up.
She cooked, and she will continue to cook.
And she will leave no crumbs.
No crumbs. She ate. House the boots down. I think that's it.
Okay.
I think so, right?
I'll play us out to something, I guess.
All right, Die with a Smile. The perfect light song to end.
Yeah.
But no. Thank you so much for listening.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Father, son,
Oh.
House of Gucci. No. Bye.
Bye.